Alright, here we are back again for another day of painting and talking and chatting and hanging out and generally chilling out. Welcome to Precious Juggalos live stream. Today we'll be working on what's in front of you right there. It's our three wise men and our ox. That's going to be part of our Juggalo Nativity that we've been working on for a while now. So, whoop whoop y'all. Welcome to the show today. Hopefully this can be as entertaining for you to watch as it is for me to do. Because that's exactly why I do this, because it's fun for me. This is my way of dealing with stress and life and all the crap that can bring you down. I paint these things, and suddenly life just isn't as terrible, I guess. Today's beverage of choice will be Liquid Death. This is their Bury It Alive. Pretty good sparkling water with some berry flavors. Here's the sound. Oh yeah, that was loud. That maxed out the microphone. I've never seen that happen before, so sorry about that if I blew out your eardrums. That's pretty tasty. I don't really go for seltzer water. I don't really like the bubbly stuff. I mean, I like soda, like, you know, cola and, you know, Mountain Dew and Pepsi, things like that. Faygo, I do drink Faygo. Don't generally go for the sparkling waters, you know, LaCroix and whatnot. But I do enjoy some Liquid Death. It really is some delicious water. I'll give them that, for sure. So anyway, again, whoop whoop everybody. Another thing that we can do that's pretty exciting. It's something I've been working on off screen. So about a year ago, I got a bunch of these little busts of famous people, composers and high thinkers and whatnot, and I painted them all, you know, juggaloed them, and sold them all. But before I sold Beethoven, I made a latex mold of it, and I've just been sitting on it for a while now, and yeah, decided, hey, it's time to do something with that. So I started pouring plaster in that mold, and I've casted a few Beethoven busts that really came out pretty well. And just for fun, I've got one right here in my mold. And let me flip it the other way around, then it'll be face up for you. And let's open it up live, and you can see what this looks like as it comes out of the mold. Well, that's a bad example. It's salvageable, I will say that. And I just literally poured this like an hour before coming on live here. These are messy, I will give it that. Because, you know, plaster. But there are a lot of bubbles in this one. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to bring him up here. You'll see the tip of his nose. Come on now. Come on now. Bring it in. Focus. There it is. Oh. Trying. Oh, it's trying so hard. Oh, it almost had it. There he is. There he goes. Anyway. Tip of his nose, there's a big vacuum where his nose should be. The good news is, and it's like Swiss cheese. There's little holes everywhere. The good news is I can just put a little plaster slurry in the little holes there, and kind of hand mold it myself, and it should be just fine. That'll work out great. And then once it's all dry and I fill all those holes in, I will give them the Juggalo treatment and sell them. Would be the plan. Otherwise, you know, what's the point in making several copies of it, right? All right, I'll clean that mold later. I keep messing with it, and it's distracting me from what I'm actually going to do today. So let me go do a little cleanup here, a little bit. Made a little plaster mess. There it goes. Gross. And we'll do a little Clorox wipe. So I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time working in a dirty space. Which is funny, I say that. I'm literally in a dusty, dank basement in a 100-year-old home. So it's pretty skeezy down here in general. But this little space here is my little space. And it's your little space that you get to look at. So let's make it not look like trash. How about that? I mean, I say that, obviously I've got some paint on my my surface here, and I've got some scratches. I just smacked the microphone, sorry about that. But still, it doesn't have to look nasty. Just like people don't need to be nasty. I don't know. I don't know why some people insist on it. It's okay to be cool, you know? Anyway. That could turn into a weird rant, so we'll just leave that there. Dry off a little bit. Try to. Alright. Surface is clean-er. I wouldn't say it's super clean. Man, the camera is really struggling with focus today. Maybe it's the crazy cold temperatures. Alright, so back to what we're working on today. Here's our focus. This is our goal. We are going to finish up our Juggalo Nativity, just off camera here. Already painted Mary and Joseph, Jesus, a donkey, a sheep and a shepherd, and another sheep. Today we're going to paint 3 wise men and an ox. So, tell you what, let's do the ox first. Just because. Because I say so. That's why. Oh, yeah, shake up the paint here. There we go. So while I'm doing this, feel free to fold your laundry, read a book, work on your taxes. It is that time. So, Happy New Year, y'all. Tax time again. Yay. You can work on that while I work on this. It doesn't matter. I don't need your full attention. I like to think this is the Juggalo Bob Ross. So, you know, you can take a nap. I don't care. Just relax. Just relax a little. Don't stress for the next 50 minutes that you're with me. We're just going to hang out and hang loose. Alright, so if you joined me yesterday, or any other days I've worked on this piece of junk, I've talked about how crappy this Nativity set is. It's just really, really poorly made. It's obviously very cheap. Probably painted either in some third world country in somebody's, you know, dining room / living room / bedroom / bathroom / everything, because it's just one room that they share with 15 of their closest relatives. Or it was painted by political prisoners or child slaves. You know, whatever. The world being what the world is. all that to say, these aren't done very well. So there isn't much detail in the molds. It's kind of hard to work with, but we'll power through. As a reminder, like for example, here's our donkey that kind of looks like a deer that was painted gray. That was the face paint we ended up with on there. Yesterday we decided that instead of stressing over these things and trying to make them as nice as the other things I paint, like these guys, where I spend so much time getting everything straight and clean and, you know, really as tight as I can, we're going to pretend like this set of characters are people that just got off work, don't really have a lot of time. They're in the parking lot of the ICP concert, and they're just like, oh man, I gotta get some makeup on. And so they just kind of slap-shot it on, you know? They didn't spend an hour scrutinizing over it. They just did the bare minimum, which is still cool. Juggalo family has no problem with that, from what I hear. Is that correct? Whoop whoop. Come on now. So that's, we're gonna apply that philosophy to our little guy here. I even brought up some references for other Juggalo paints, because like I've also said, I've been struggling because usually my pieces are either one face or two faces in a piece, and so it's easy because there's two members of ICP. You get one or the other. Duh. This thing has 10 faces or whatever, and I don't want to just do alternating Violent J's and Shaggy Two Dopes, so I got to do something different, right? So that's what we're working with. That's what we're trying to do. So let's see what we come up with for this ox. And mind you, this ox was just minding his own business in the barn one day when a strange man and very pregnant young woman barged in and really kind of interrupted his evening. And then next thing you know, she's squirting out a baby, and all of a sudden their little barn is getting a whole lot of attention, and this guy is just trying to chew his cud and take a nap. You know, it's cold in little Bethlehem town. But the ox here is down with the clown. And when he heard that Juggalo Jesus was as well, he decided he was going to join in the festivities. You know what? I think that's what we're going to go with here. We're going to do a little drip motif. We're going to black around the eyes, and then do a little like melty makeup style look here. Yeah, that's cool. We'll do that. I like it. Yeah, like runny makeup. Focus. Focus. Man, camera. There it is. Look at that. What do you think of that? I like it. We're not going to think too hard about it. We're just going to get it done. Speed painting, which isn't really my thing. I don't really do that, but we're gonna try to do that with this. I realized I was spending entirely too much. I was spending more time doing tiny Juggalo faces on these really cheap pieces than I think the original artist spent in applying their paintwork, their paint job. So I decided, speed it up, son. Get this thing done. It's been on my desk for months. It's been in the background of everything. And it's just been... it's been sitting there quietly laughing at me while I've painted kind of my default, obviously from the name Precious Juggalos. The bulk of what I paint, or repaint rather, are Precious Moments figures. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I will Juggalo anything. And I have. I've Juggaloed a lot of weird things. And really, this all started because a couple years ago, I don't remember if I saw it or my wife saw it, but one of us showed the other a picture of a very similar nativity scene, similar to the one I'm painting now, where they were also painted in a Juggalo motif, and we thought it was amazing. And I said, you know, I think I could do that. And so then my wife said, well, I'll find you a nativity scene. You know, now that I say that, maybe this has been sitting here for more than a couple months. This could have been sitting here for a year. Good grief. Yeah. So, whoops. That's even worse. So yeah. But then, in the meantime, my mom works at an antique store. And so, you know, sometimes people abandon objects there or, you know, vacate their booth and they leave stuff. So my mom started asking me, hey, do you want to do anything with this? And she would bring me odd figurines and an odd Precious Moment. And I would say, yeah, I know exactly what I want to do with that. So I just started painting all kinds of oddities. Let's see. We're just going to do a straight across. No nonsense. Big black nose for this guy. This ox. So anyway, I've got a store full of Juggalo items. If you're interested in looking at them, link is in my bio or whatever it's called on YouTube. Yeah, the About Me or whatever it's called on a YouTube channel. Link to my store is there. It's preciousjuggalos.square.site. If you just type that into your web browser, it'll take you there. And I've got a couple of different nativity scenes. I've got some other Christmassy decoration things. I've got some, I got a really nice pair of, it's a boy and a girl, pilgrims for, you know, decorating your home for Thanksgiving. Painted that. They're oversized. They're like 16 inches. They're big. They are eye-catching. And nothing says I love my family like 16-inch Juggalo pilgrims around Thanksgiving. Otherwise, for the rest of the year, I have, like I mentioned, the Precious Moments that I've painted. There's quite a few of them on the store right now. I also have some Funko Pops that I've painted. They're right off camera. I'm not going to grab them, though, because you can find them in the store. And also, I want to finish this paint. I think some other streams, I allow myself to get distracted by showing you neat things. Then I don't actually get painting done. And, yeah. I think I need to focus on the painting, since that's what I advertised this stream to be. live painting and chat with precious Juggalos. Which would be me. So anyway, I keep going lower and lower on this ox nose and mouth. Every time I think I'm done, I keep going just slightly lower. Oh my god, what have I done? It's never ending. Who is this man? Talking to himself and painting cheap nativity scenes. Am I way off camera right now? No, not really. That's not too bad. I'm slamming into my desk and jiggling the camera. You know what? I think that's good. Right? What do you think? Focus. Focus camera. Oh, here's part of the problem. I'm wearing a hat right now. That keeps banging into things. My bad. Yeah, how about that for a little... I just got off work. Just got out of my car. Let me get this Juggalo makeup on. It's also kind of a death paint. Like, this ox could also be going to a metal show. Anyway, we'll call that done. Dunskies, blah. Moving on to one of the three wise men. This would be the guy in green. You know that one. The green wise man. Is he like Power Rangers? Like the Green Ranger? R.I.P., right? Isn't he? Yeah, he is R.I.P. Jason David Frank was the original Green Ranger, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Not a huge Power Rangers guy. I only know that because I've met him a couple times. Obviously before he died. Anyway. Moving on. So, gotta decide how I want this one to look. So I've noticed a lot of the variations of face paint tend to lean more towards color, and I just don't want to do that. I think the black and white is more striking, especially in this terribly rendered set. There are just a lot of colors splotched on these objects. So if I splotch any color on the paint, I think it'll be distracting and confusing visually. So instead, we're going to stick to black and white. I saw an example earlier. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with a kind of... kind of Joker face. Dang, what are those scars called? The Irish smile? That doesn't seem right. You know, when they put a knife into your cheek and cut up? That ain't Irish. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're going to go with that. Basically, we're going to go from the corners of this guy's mouth and do a stitching motif. Go up. Oh, that's a little thick. A little thick. Little thick. Might have to alter course here. I want a little thick. Actually, you know what? We're going to follow the contours of his mouth and beard. I think we're going to go with a thicker brush. Because my tiny little brush is good, but it doesn't lay it in very quickly. And we want to go kind of quick. You know what? Changed my mind. Because that's what I'm doing today. I'm going with my gut. We're just going to paint. Oh, you know, I think we're going to do something really off the wall here. So now it just looks like a big black splotch. That doesn't look great. But what I think we're going to go for is an inverse here, where we paint beard and mustache and make it kind of a big wedge. And then we'll do white lips. Oh, oof. Oofda. That's not good. That was not very pretty. Oh, it's still not good. Okay. It's like he's wearing a black bandana. Like he's a cowboy. Might be regretting this decision. Maybe the big brush was a bad idea. This is something that differentiates me from some other Juggalo painters. A lot of other people tend to avoid painting on the beards themselves, but if you check the references, Violent J puts that paint right over his beard all the time. It's almost like he paints his beard out. So I kind of lean that way. Because why wouldn't I? Violent J is the source. Am I right? What if we did the whole face black? Okay. Oh. That could be problematic, couldn't it? Especially considering... I don't think I've ever seen any examples of that. But I kind of like the idea of like a inverted Violent J paint. White over black instead of black over white. Is that a terrible idea? This is where my I mean, I've had Juggalos say that I am a Juggalo, but I don't feel very Juggalo. I don't know what that means, but in moments like this, I can't confidently be like, yeah, that's what a Juggalo would do. Because I really don't know. Really don't know. We're gonna try it, and if this seems to be offensive in any way, we can easily undo it, because I'm not about that life. Yeah. Just because I've never seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I haven't seen that many Juggalos, to be honest. I've seen pictures. Yeah. But I would not be surprised, just due to the lack of, I don't know, too many ideas when it comes to Juggalo face paint. Somebody at some point probably had the same idea of inverting the colors and not having fear of being accused of blackface. But now as I do this, it feels wrong. Doesn't it? It looks wrong. This looks like something that somebody shouldn't do. Let's finish it. We'll finish it and we'll see how we feel. while that dries, we'll move on to Wise Man number 2, the Crouching Wise Man in red. We'll go to the smaller brush. I'll tell you what, we're gonna do... We'll do 2 triangles above his eyes, radiating up, pointing up. I don't know if radiating is the right word. Yeah, we'll see how this looks. See, and the problem is, painted the other one with a black face. This individual, by the way the other quote-unquote artist painted him, it appears that he's intended to be a probably African man. Maybe the darker side of the Middle East, more like towards Egypt, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, so that makes the other one feel a little more problematic, potentially. I don't know. This guy's got a pretty boss crown, though, I can say that. But again, these are painted very, very poorly. So I struggle with the amount of detail and effort I want to put into them, because the source material is of such a low quality that any attempt to do extensive detailing in the Juggalo paint will look weird, because the rest of the object or person is rendered so poorly. So it'll just look out of place, I guess is what I'm saying, potentially. And fill in a little gap there. There we go. That's an idea. That's an idea. One thing about clowning, and some Juggalos, not all, is developing your own character. And that's why you kind of want your face paint to be different from everybody else's, because your face paint is your identity. So that's another reason why I want each of these individuals in this nativity scene to have their own unique paint. Yeah, there we go. So triangles above each eye, and then let's go. Can we do a triangle on his nose, maybe? Such a small area. By Jove, I think we've got it. And then diamonds on his cheeks. And maybe this one, I've complained about how there's such a limit of detail rendered in the casting of these porcelain or ceramic pieces. They're not porcelain. Nobody would have spent money on porcelain when they were making these. Anyway, the molds of these must be so plain or used so much that all of the detail is lost. But this individual has a lot of texture in his face. And it really makes it where trying to do any level of rendering some kind of a basic shape on him is kind of hard. Golly, yep. Well, that's what we're gonna go with. So for the mouth portion, the reference I'm looking at, hold on, let me take a drink. Again, the beverage today, Liquid Death, Buried Alive. Very refreshing. You know, it's funny, on the way home from work today, my car said it was 17 degrees out. And my first thought was, wow, that's nice, because it's been so cold that it made 17 degrees feel like a nice warm day. Like I stripped off my outer layer because it was just so nice. Alright, so we're gonna dip below his lip here. You know, what would be funny is if whoever the reference material, or the person in the reference material that I'm painting based off of, would recognize themselves in the painting that I'm doing. That would be pretty amazing. While I said that, I made the mistake of dabbing my paintbrush onto the face of this wise guy, wise man, and spoiling just under his cheek. So, gonna have to fix that. Let's see. All right. All right. Nope. Not all right. See, the thing I need to keep telling myself is these faces are very small, and it doesn't take too much to be too much. So I keep doing too much. Okay. Other than that little piece of white that I need to fix here, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then while I have the white out, we'll go back to Wise Man number 1. And we'll finish out this idea and decide whether or not it's a good idea or horrible idea. There's probably some kind of like bylaw in the Juggalo rule book that says do not invert the paint scheme. Black over white, not white over black. We shall see. Okay. That's it for that guy. Focus. There he is. Bada bing, bada boom. Good enough, right? Because like I said, the thought is these guys have just gotten off work, doing their wise guy stuff. Somebody called them and said, hey, this baby was born. And they hopped on their camels and they just went. They didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So their makeup isn't exactly the best it's ever been. It's just good enough. And this one we're going to do Reverse Violent J. Potentially. We're going to try. Really, I don't know. I don't know if this is plausible. Or if it's a problem, this idea. It's going to have to be more than one coat, that's for sure. I can tell that already. Maybe that's why you don't ever do white over black. Oh gosh, I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. That's... yeah, that's not good. That's not good. But maybe it gets better. I don't know. I've never... oh my gosh, I'm not... some moral qualms with what I'm doing right now. Then why do you keep doing it? Because I'm hoping that it gets better. And if it doesn't, we'll just start over. It's okay. We don't need to freak out. No need to panic. We have the technology. We can fix this. If we need to. Really hope we don't need to. Somebody tell me if I need to. Unless you're taking a nap like I said you could. Then stick to that. No emergency. Relax. It's been a long day. Relax, listen to me ramble, panic about dumb ideas I've had here. Okay, maybe if I add a little chin here. Gosh, I just don't know. Maybe it would help if I put some... oh, no. I was picturing that as I was thinking it. That would not help. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, that just got sloppy. Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. Oh my word. Speaking of sloppy, good lord. That's rough. That is real rough. That is not the precious Juggalo standard of excellence. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this. This is bad. We're not doing that. That's real bad. Maybe we won't finish today. Because that needs an overhaul. That's awful. That's a bad idea. Bad. Don't do that. Yeah. That's a bad idea. Now we know. Now we know. Okay. So let's just get rid of this whole mistake. Might take a couple coats. But this is not okay. Okay, and that unsurprisingly chased off my viewers. I promise I'm not this stupid. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't think in the wavelength of wretched racism. So in my mind it was an innocent idea. And then in practice it was a horribly offensive idea. So we're not doing that. And I would say I'll just scrub this entire stream. But you know what? I didn't do this out of malice. I didn't do this to offend or hurt anyone. It really was an honest mistake. I did not think it was going to turn out that bad. Or representing something so bad. So we'll do a second coat on that later. We've got 13 minutes to slap on a Juggalo face paint motif on Wise Man number 3 here. This is the one in red that's standing. The other standing Wise Man. Alright, we're going to do what I originally intended to do with the green one before I screwed it up and did something very regretful. We're going to try again to do the stitch mouth motif. We'll see if we can figure it out. We're going to follow the contour of his pristine mustache. This guy has a killer mustache. I wish I could grow the facial hair of this little ceramic man. Yeah, very jealous of this mustache. It is luxurious. This mustache has its own library, I'm sure of it. It smells of oak and rich mahogany. It's full of many leather-bound books. One of these things is not like the other. One side looks good. The other side is not as good. So let's see if we can do stitching here. I don't know. You know what I'm not using that would probably help? My magnifier. Ugh. Ugh. Why is this angle all weird? Like it's my first time at this desk or something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that overpaint that I've got on that one side before I proceed. Dang it. The angle is weird. Oh, that is very thick. That is a very thick stroke. Yeah. But again, the concept is he did his makeup in a hurry, looking in the side view mirror of not even his car, someone else's car. And he just tried to get this thing laid in as quick as he could. That is the backstory to this makeup. Sorry I'm off camera. I need to be in a little tight to my face here. Okay. Fixed a problem. Put my white away. Make sure my brush is clean. So this is weird. This stream, haven't really had this come up before. I've had multiple viewers, but 0 chat. That's odd. Usually it is either completely dead or very active. This is like a weird middle ground that I haven't had in one of my streams before. And it's good because I'm concentrating and I'm getting my job done. My job being completing this craptastic nativity. But I also like engaging with people from around the world. That's a really neat concept to me. Okay, so the reference that I'm using for this one, he has, let me get my magnifier on here again. He has makeup black around, not on his lips, but just around his lips. Like that. Like so. And then he has... Ooh. This is something I've been wanting to try. Okay, first, it's definitely a horror paint. I've seen this on a character before. Oh gosh, it's from, I don't know. Either way, it's not going to end up looking nearly as good as his, because he clearly did spend a lot of time on his. And that's not what we're doing. It's almost like a jack-o'-lantern motif. I mean, obviously what comes to mind is Jack Skellington with this look. But not, like I said, the source material, the reference material, not source material, that I'm using, this guy's face paint does harken to something that I've seen before. I just can't put my finger on it. Let me move it over here so I can... Yeah, now I can see everything. Man, I might need 2 screens, 2 monitors to be able to manage. But no, I don't. It'd be nice, but I don't think it's worth it. This whole streaming thing is just supposed to be a cute addition to the business that is painting. To just let you in on the world that I've created for myself here, without letting you get in the way of it. And that's not to say you're in my way, or you're a distraction or disruption. I don't mean it like that at all. I'm glad that some of you watch. But I can allow myself to be distracted by all the kit and gizmos that you can use in streaming. And then I'll get away from what I actually need to be doing, which is painting. Painting, painting, painting. Ugh. Kind of let my brush wander there. That's not good. Like a weird cat eye thing. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of paint. Just fill in above here. Oh. Why don't you use your magnifier, you big dummy? That's what it's here for. And then you could actually see what you're doing. You big dumb ox, he said to himself. Sorry, I'm off camera again. Man, this magnifier is not... Oh, and that's blocking you, so don't do that. Yeah, my paint brush is problematic right now. I got too much paint up on the shank, where there shouldn't be paint at all. So let's undo that. And let's start fresh here. So fresh and so clean, clean. Oh, got a sneeze coming. Cover your ears. Whoa, excuse me. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Sorry again if I blew out your eardrums. Totally unintentional. As if someone would intend to do that. Okay. That is starting to look like something. That's starting to shape up into something. don't like that that looks like a target on his eye. What bad guy is that has a target around his eye? From comic books? From Daredevil, right? What's that guy's name? Anyway, I don't want it to look like that. That's not the goal. And so to avoid that, I need to do a little... Yeah, that's better. A little there, and then a little above. Should address that concern. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Here's progress. Need to do one more eye. Focus. Focus and hold. Seriously, this is the worst my camera has done since I've started this. Yeah, so one eye to go. Yeah, again, this is not my best work. This is speed paint. This is he got ready in the parking lot of the shack or cave or whatever barn that Jesus was born in. Didn't have a lot of time. Didn't have a lot of prep. He just wanted to be able to get there and say whoop whoop to the baby. Welcome to the world. Good luck out there. And here's some lovely gifts. Of perfume and gold and crap. Here's some lovely gift cards to Bed Bath & Beyond. Oh my gosh, this magnifier is... We're having a real serious falling out today. Never had such issues with it before. I must have said something to upset it. I'll have to figure out what it was and I'll have to make amends. Because I like my magnifier and I need my magnifier. Heretofore, we have been great friends. I think I used that properly. I don't know. That's something I typically say. Probably for good reason, idiot. Oh gosh, what a weird stream we're having today. It's a stream of consciousness stream where I'm just saying things as they float into my big fat dumb brain. Okay, focus. So, how about that? We'll call that a done face paint. It's like the crow. Yeah, the eyes are a bit like the crow. That just occurred to me. Okay, so it is 5:34. It's typically time for me to quit. Typically, I run 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tell you what I'm going to do, though, because I feel so bad about what happened earlier. We're going to do a second coat of white paint on this wise man before we call it a day. Because I just am not happy about that whole situation. And when I come down tomorrow to finally finish this blasted garbage nativity scene. I don't want to come down to a reminder of my horrible, horrible failure today with this wise man. So let's just paint it away. Paint it away. Add another coat. Fix the problem. Boy, that looks very thick with paint. Maybe we'll thin it out a little bit, get rid of some brush strokes. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, that might actually help. So we're going to let that dry. We'll finish that tomorrow. So, if you'd like to, please feel free to join me tomorrow. You are welcome to engage in chatting with me or with other people in the chat. I don't necessarily have to be the one you're talking to. Could be someone else you meet in this chat room. That's fine. Also tomorrow, after we finish this dadgum nativity scene, I think we're going to get to work on this new project here. This one's been drying for a couple of days and it feels good. This one I just made today, it still feels a little damp. It feels a little insecure. But we'll get it together. I'm really excited about the prospect of the future of plaster casting Beethovens and painting them in Juggalo face paint. I'll pull up a picture of one right here on my phone real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. No light. There we go. So I painted that a year or so ago, and I'd like to be able to just, crap those out. Just reproduce it 1,000 times even. Because I like it. And I'd like to buy some more of those old molds, or old, not molds, old busts, and then create molds out of them like I did with Beethoven here. Look at that, isn't that cool? So yeah, create more molds and create the ability to reproduce these and scale up the operation here and save myself some money. Pass those savings on to you, the customer. Anyway, that will be it for today's live stream. Thank you for joining me, to the ones that did. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope whoever watches this later enjoys yourself as well. Like I always say, these streams are not about any kind of high stress anything. I don't want this to stress anybody out, including myself. I don't want you to watch these streams and go, wow, this guy's so good, I could never do anything like that. Quite the opposite. I am not a great artist. I am not even a great painter. I'm kind of terrible. I just kind of found my thing that works for me and that people seem to enjoy. And all I can say is find yours, because it's definitely there. And then just celebrate it, enjoy it. Do it until the wheels fall off. That's what I've always said about what I do here with these precious Juggalos, is I'll keep painting them as long as they're fun and they make me smile and laugh. And they still do. So yeah. again, I can see you tomorrow if you would like, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be here. You be there. And we'll hang out, chat, paint this guy, finish this nativity, and move on with our lives. Okay? Whoop whoop, y'all. Be safe out there.